Welcome to Mr. Recaps, the easiest way to unwind with your favorite movies. Fast, clear, and full of the best moments. The movie begins with a narrative text telling us about a zombie plague that has come upon the world. It is deadly, and now only 2 cities remain in Germany where people have survived. In the city of Weimar, all infected people are killed without any warning or consideration. Meanwhile, in the city of Jena, there is still hope for a cure. Despite these efforts, no one is allowed to leave either city due to quarantine protocols. Now they are brought to the fenced-off zone of Weimar, where several workers are checking the fences for any gaps or weaknesses. Some rabbits jump by, and then we see a sniper's POV. It seems to be surveying some mysterious figures believed to be zombies. Then the scene shifts to another city, where the streets are completely silent, with a sign next to a public fountain advising people not to store water for themselves. Finally, we meet a young girl named Vivi, who is reciting a poem while tending to some plants. A woman appears and talks to Vivi about the plants. However, she doesn't say much. Vivi takes some medicine and then returns to her plants. The woman gives her extra dye, but she isn't eager to use it. The woman reasons that they need a little color in their lives, which is why she wants Vivi to use the paint herself. Later, after using the paint, Vivi sees a spider next to her and plays with it for a moment. However, she remembers a terrifying memory where she left her sister at the swimming pool, allowing nearby zombies to kill her. Vivi continues to take pills, followed by a voice. After that, she eventually encounters an old man, who is also implied to be a hallucination, and asks Vivi why she is there. But a nurse arrives to take her inside a ward. Vivi somewhat knows that these people are not real, but she also believes there is some truth to what she sees. The next day, Vivi decides to join a team sent to check the fences. There, she meets a skinny woman, and they quickly become friends. Skinny likes Vivi's hair and compliments her, but for Vivi, her eyes hurt because it's the first time she's been outside in 2 years. The team makes their way to the fence and meet their instructor named Eva, who tells them how to use their shovels for their tasks, as well as for protection. While the rest of the team works, Eva cooks food while also painting her nails, and she is introduced to Vivi and Skin. However, she mocks the two, saying she has to deal with the weak ones now. Despite her comments, Eva is told by the team leader that she needs to take the girls to the fence for their training. Now Vivi sees a train going to the city of Jena. She is amazed to see it, but Eva tells her that only supplies are allowed on this train, and it is all automated. Suddenly, a zombie arrives at the fence and attacks Skinny, who is working there unsupervised. She is bitten, so Eva rushes to help and kills the zombie, immediately cutting off Skinny's arm, hoping to save her from infection. But the team leader arrives and scolds Eva for being careless with Skinny. Eva tries to argue that Skinny should be saved now that her arm is cut off, but the group leader disagrees. Eva is told she has to kill Skinny, because this is how the city of Weimar has survived for so long. Hesitantly, Eva takes the gun and shoots Skinny in front of everyone. Vivi cannot bear to look at the terrifying scene, but the team leader simply tells everyone to get back to work. Now, we learn that Eva's stomach appears to have been scratched by a zombie, but she doesn't reveal anything about it to anyone. Later, Vivi is bathing in her tub but is haunted by memories of her sister during the zombie attack. The guilt becomes too much for her, so Vivi takes a glass shard and tries to kill herself by slashing her skin. However, she cannot go through with it, and then the woman appears again. The woman advises Vivi to stay calm, but she loses consciousness. Suddenly, the hallucinated old man also visits Vivi and urges her to escape while she still can. Suddenly, the glass door in front of Vivi shatters, and she rushes out of her house into the street. Vivi is now lost, as she no longer wants to be part of the zero-tolerance lifestyle in Weimar. She is shown sleeping on a station bench. The next day, she woke up to the noise of a man unloading some supplies, which were to be placed on the automated supply train. After some waiting, the train finally arrived. Vivi boarded without noticing the man. She took a nap beside the supplies as the train departed, and then Eva, who was also on board, woke her up. However, Eva said nothing and just sat on top of some of the supplies. Now Vivi wanted to get off the train, and her wish was immediately granted when the train suddenly stopped for no apparent reason. Eva was suspicious, so she inspected the train. Vivi asked Eva if she had a weapon, but Eva just teased her before going out. Eva couldn't find any clues, and her tummy injury seemed to be getting worse by the second. Now certain, Eva returned to the train and said it was broken. This panicked Vivi, but Eva assured her that the people of Jena would send someone to fix the train since it was an important means of transportation. Then, Eva showed her broken camera and took a sip of water, which made Vivi thirsty. Eva asked her to check the bathrooms for water bottles, but also joked that there was a toilet zombie inside that only attacked people doing dirty business. Regardless, Vivi ventured in and opened the door. To her surprise, surprise, she saw many butterflies even though there was no water. Now Eva was walking in the field and checking out the broken trap. However, her stomach pain only got worse, and did not improve. She saw a zombie inside the boss. The zombie noises attracted other nearby zombies to the boss, so Eva hurried back to the train. She didn't mention anything to Vivi, then hammered the entrance doors with the loaded cargo. Vivi tried to keep herself calm, so she talked to Eva. Time passed, but there was still no sign of a rescue team. Suddenly, Vivi heard some noise but realized it was just some pigs chilling outside. It was now nighttime, and then Vivi saw a whole army of zombies charging at her, flexing their zombie muscles. This drove her crazy, so she started singing again and let out a chicken scream. Eva woke up and looked out the window but saw nothing. However, Vivi's screams attracted more zombies to the train. Eva hurried outside and Vivi immediately disappeared, preparing to meet her end. But Eva dragged her out and took her on a journey to the city of Jenna. The girls found an abandoned van along the way and decided to sleep there. The next day, Eva woke up, but Vivi was still asleep while she looked at Eva's camera at night. An awkward silence followed, and then Eva decided to leave the van. Suddenly, Vivi woke up and asked Eva to take her along. Eva was not interested in more responsibility, but then Vivi showed that she had fixed her broken camera. Eva was surprised to see it, and in the end, she allowed Vivi to join the journey. The girls continued their journey to the city of Jenna, and decided to talk to each other. As they walked, Eva asked Vivi what she used to do before the apocalypse, and learned that she used to fix cameras on eBay. This brought Eva back to a memory where she locked innocent people out of a building to protect herself from a zombie attack. The girls continued their journey by following the train tracks, but then they saw a corpse on the ground. Eva took a gun from the corpse, and saw an entire horde of zombies feasting on what was presumed to be the rescue team for the train that was sent from Jenna. Vivi worried that the rescue team would become zombies, but Eva assured her that all these people had shot themselves before the zombies could feast on them. Now one of the zombies noticed the girls and followed the scent of their bodies, so they managed to escape into a forest. Vivi panicked again, but Eva assured her that Jenna was not far from there. The journey continued even though it was tiring and long. The girls crossed a pleasant meadow, and Vivi was intrigued by the beautiful flowers on display. Eva also showed kindness to Vivi, and offered her water. At night, the girls saw some giraffes, probably escaped from the zoo. Eva took pictures of the giraffes, and then continued to take selfies with Vivi. She told Vivi that her passion was photography, but it was all wasted now because of the apocalypse. Vivi also opened up and told a story about her sibling, whom she misses deeply. The girls decided not to be too emotional, so they listened to some soothing music together. A flashback dream shows Eva in the middle of a random photography session, but she woke up because she felt the pain in her stomach again. The girls saw some zombies approaching, so they hid inside the treehouse, and slept until morning. When they woke up, the girls saw a strange-looking bridal zombie, with some odd growths on her face. The zombie spotted the girls in the treehouse and started following them. However, Eva managed to knock it down with a wooden plank. Eva wanted to kill the zombie, but Vivi moved away because she didn't want to be ruthless. Later, the girls found an abandoned campsite and decided to check it out. They enjoyed some of the vegetables there, but Vivi noticed a corpse in the nearby lake. The entire campsite seemed to have been deserted by whoever lived there, so the girls looked around for any signs of life. Vivi noticed a loud thud on the other side of the door and tried to open it. Eva stopped Vivi, but the scar on her stomach started to take control of her body. Eva began to act like a zombie, so Vivi desperately tried to calm her down, but she was put in danger in an instant. Now Eva was the next one sitting by the lake, but Vivi pushed her into the water. There, Eva was attacked by zombies under the water, and tried to protect herself. Vivi couldn't help, as she couldn't even use the rock in her hand, so Eva killed the zombie with the same rock and attacked and scolded Vivi for being useless. But Vivi pushed her away, revealing the marks on her stomach. Now the girls decided to separate, but Vivi was attacked by a zombie, and things didn't look good for her. But then she was saved by a plant lady, who had similar growths on her face. She seemed to like Vivi, so she let her sleep in her hammock. At night, Vivi had another nightmare, again related to her sister. She woke up with overwhelming guilt, and no desire to live. So she found a gun and tried to shoot herself. The gun turned out to be empty, and then the plant lady arrived and told her that she should start living, if she already had the courage to kill herself. Now the plant lady took Vivi to her garden, and let her enjoy her juicy vegetable. The lady spoke about the endless greed of humanity, and then Vivi went out for a walk. she saw Eva lying unconscious on the ground. Vivi feared the worst, but the plant lady arrived and gave Eva one of her vegetables to eat. This revived Eva, but she attacked the plant lady, saying she would leave with Vivi. The plant lady challenged her, but allowed the girls to leave. On their journey, both Vivi and Eva saw visions of people they once knew, including Vivi's sibling. Eva told Vivi not to worry about these visions. The zombie cravings began to creep in. Now Vivi and Eva were crossing a bridge, but an army of zombies arrived and chased the girls. Eva decided to sacrifice herself to save Vivi, and told her to do something with her life. Vivi escaped while the zombies brutally devoured Eva's body. Sad and lonely, Vivi continued her aimless journey, found a weapon for herself, and decided to enter an abandoned house in the woods. Vivi saw all kinds of stuffed animals but couldn't find anyone. She got some refreshments, and then found a book in braille. Suddenly, she was attacked by a blind zombie, leading to a fierce fight. Vivi struggled against the zombie, and even lost an eye in the middle of the encounter. Fortunately, she managed to defeat the zombie and killed it. Vivi lost consciousness from the pain and again relived the traumatic memory of leaving her sister alone with the zombies. Eventually, she woke up and saw a dog sitting beside her, so she took care of it, and continued her journey. Now Vivi saw a plant corpse, and realized it was her sibling. Vivi became emotional, and slept next to her sibling's body, but plants began to grow all over her body. After waking up, she managed to break free from the plants and continued on. Soon, Vivi saw Eva, who had somehow survived the earlier zombie attack. It was also revealed that she had plants growing from her as well, so Vivi took her along. If you liked today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all new updates. See you in the next video.